FX Chief here. We are in lesson 2 of our series of FX Chief's Fast Track Mentorship. And today we're going to be talking about the importance of creating a personal constitution. Let me ask you a question. Do you have a personal constitution? Do you even know how to go about creating a personal constitution? You know, I've learned if you don't know where you're going, you'll never go there or you'll never get there. So, you know, when the founding fathers of America formed the United States, they created a constitution. The Constitution of the United States is a document where thousands of men, if not hundreds of thousands of men, have given up their lives and died to defend it. See, when the Constitution of the United States was created, it was created by men of moral and strong characters, okay? And the Constitution of the United States has survived well over 200 years. In the last 200 years, there have been countless countries around the world that have fallen. There have been countless countries that have run into all kinds of problems because perhaps they didn't have a proper constitution. You know, I've learned that people in life, when they don't have a proper constitution, they crumble and they start to fall. And they never acquire their destiny. They never reach where they wanted to go. You see, do you know weakness of character creates weakness of destiny? See, destiny is not a matter of chance. Destiny is a choice. And how we achieve our destiny is highly based on our character. See, successful people in all walks of life have strong convictions and solid constitutions. They are overall very clear about who they are and what they stand for and what they will do and what they won't do. Now, Abraham Lincoln said, character is a lot like a tree, and reputation is its shadow. See, its shadow is what we think it is, but the tree is the real thing. So, you know, I've learned that our character is not created, formed, or built in a time of crisis. It's revealed and displayed. How many times have you watched somebody have an emotional hijacking? And here you thought this person was a wonderful person. Maybe it was a person at church. Maybe somebody at work. Maybe somebody in your family, one of your best uncles. And they have an emotional hijacking. And as they have this emotional hijacking, boy, they go on this rampage. They start cussing. They start demoralizing people. They start attacking people. And you sit there almost in a state of shock. Basically, I can't believe this. I can't believe he is saying that or she is doing that. See, character is all about what we do. And character is not built in a time of crisis. Character is revealed in a time of crisis. You can always tell the emotional maturity of leaders. You can always tell the emotional maturity of fathers and parents, if you will, because in a time of crisis, if you have parents in a time of crisis that they fall apart and they need to blame somebody and they start attacking you, it's real clear that they need to grow up emotionally, because falling apart in a time of crisis is a sign of weak character. Think about it. So if you're the type of person that starts to fall apart in a time of crisis, when it comes time to trading in the markets, and the markets run against you, you enter into a trade, and all of a sudden you're starting to lose all this money. See, how you do anything is how you do everything. See, if you fall apart in managing your life, if you fall apart in managing your business, if you fall apart as a parent in managing your household and your children, then when it comes time to trading, you're going to take that trait to trading. Think about it. Character is not built in a time of crisis. That's not when we develop ourselves. We have to be well developed before we enter the crisis. See, the crisis is a test to see what we're made of. See, when adversity comes into our lives, it really does three things. Number one, it tests us to see what we're made out of. Think about it. Are we gonna crumble with this crisis? Are we gonna conquer with this crisis? Are we gonna whine with this crisis? Are we gonna win with this crisis? Are we gonna fall victim to this crisis? Or are we gonna be a victor in this crisis? See, character has to be built before the crisis so that in the crisis, you do the right thing. You conquer, you win. And then the world sees that you're made of a strong character. See, most people think education and knowledge makes a character, but they are wrong. It is a strong conviction to a set of values and rules that you have made up your mind to follow and live by. Regardless of how you feel, it is choosing to live by principle and not by feeling. Now think about it. Do you go around in life managing your life by feelings? I'm gonna do this because it feels good. I'm not gonna do that because it doesn't feel good. Or do you manage your life based on a state of convictions, based on a state of morals that create your character? See, are you principle-based? Because if you haven't chosen to live by principle, then you're gonna run into trouble, because you can't choose to live your life based on feeling. Now, true character is not how much we know or claim to know. It is not what we do when we know what to do. Rather, it is how we behave when we do not know what to do. I never ceased to be amazed. I used to travel, in my first business, I used to travel all around the United States with one of our vice presidents. I was married, he was married. And one of the things he loved to do is he loved to get out of town. And he loved to do everything wrong and inappropriate that you shouldn't do in a marriage. And he used to always invite me. And I used to say, no, as Austin Powers says, not my bag, baby. You know, I want to be true to my wife. I want to be true to my family. That's going to take me nowhere. And it was so amazing to me because as I knew him, as we worked together before we first traveled, I held him in high regard. Because, see, we have a tendency to not be who we say we are. See, we're not what we commit. We're not what we promise. We are what we do. And so when he was in town, he was this great guy. But when he was out of town, he was like wild. And I thought to myself, wow, what's his true character? Is this his true character? And when he works at the office, that's a fake character? Or is this his true character and that's his fake character? What is it? But one thing is, he ended up getting a divorce over moral issues in his family. See, big difference in chasing your destiny when you don't have a solid character. Now, what is a character? See, it is the inherent compilation of attributes that determines a person's moral and ethical actions and conduct. In other words, one's character is all about what one does versus what one says. Now, like what I was saying before, think for a second. You tell all kinds of people about who you are. You promise all kinds of people things that you will commit to. See, we're not what we tell other people we are. We're not what we commit. We're not what we promise. We're what we do. See, you can say all you want to say, but who you truly are is what you do. Now, here's the real problem with that. As I said before, how you do anything is how you do everything. If you have weak character in your life, if you negotiate your values, if you tell white lies, you try to cheat just a little bit, if you try to be, overall you try to be ethical, but, sometimes you're unethical. I kind of look at that like, You can't be kind of pregnant. You're either pregnant or you're not pregnant, okay? You're either ethical or you're unethical. The problem is, how you do anything is how you do everything. Your weaknesses of character are going to create a weakness of destiny. Your weakness of character, you're going to take to the trading table. And everything you have a problem with at home in your weakness of character, you're going to take to the trading table, and you're going to have a weakness of character when it comes time to trading. If you're not a rule follower at home, you're not going to be a rule follower at trading. If you're not disciplined at home, you're not going to be disciplined at trading. Do you see how this is all tied together? I have worked with thousands of traders, tens of thousands of traders all over the world in the last 24 years. We just celebrated our 24th anniversary, and I will tell you, I never cease to be amazed. The more weak people are in character, the more they struggle at trading. And so